on the stock market. They were not talking about football.
Or your banker.
Yeah, he's a banker. So.
Or your banker. So, on na Glazers for you soon, no, a broker deal, no.
Yeah.
They use them to broker the no deal with him, the negotiations and the paperwork and the finances and all that.
Yeah.
No, your mom. So they saw him as a vital, and he gave them a good deal. And as far as they were concerned, no, a banistic assembly, a home side now, financial side now, is a legend.
But why do you think the club?
That was one of the reasons.
The club still have that commercial appeal. Ama Glazers now are still comfortable just being there.
It is because it is united. So
it's a legacy brand.
It's a legacy brand. Look at the state of the club in Sesian Crampo. Look at the state of club in Sesian Crampo. But they all mention the top 5 most valuable clubs in the world right now. United account.
New a year when they free forbes by, they are the most valuable football club.
You can imagine, even in this state, United has been in the road for over 10 years. But still, yeah, clubs are more valuable. And that is what the Glazers are feeding off.
But as a Radcliffe there, he doesn't want on football. No,
Radcliffe is a football person.
Yeah, he is a football person.
That is why even though club in your the Glazers still own a majority share of the club.
Yeah.
But you see, Radcliffe, you know,
Radcliffe is 25%.
25%. But he's in charge of the footballing side of the club.
Obersign deal, no. That is what he told the Glazers.
Yes.
Say, keep your 75,
finances,
your
your
finances
your
and
money.
commercial, but the football aspect now, somebody be mamia and not pay me pay.
That was the stick.
That is why Sana Obabeje Club, he has already talked to Baredi, any Jason Walkers, any Danash. So like he has a clear. Oba also club mini structures.
It's true.
Only Bapani if anything, Holland coach, you know. Van Gaal. Okay, say club mini structures. Morino, say club mini structures.
Social
can say club no any structures. Okay, I put all in a nice way.
Club
things needs to be structured. Ragnar, you're kind of plain. Said the club has no structures, and they don't have a structure because they've operated in a certain way where everything was about Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill in the past. I'm gonna know more pretty. So Sir Alex Ferguson was like the structure and all the Juma, and it was working for them, so they didn't see any problem with that. Now Ferguson instead of changing, because it has worked for them for like 20, 30 years, and society.
But if you want to maintain the same structure, you have to bring in people who are equally good.
No,
because Jumana Davido was the CEO. He was the sporting director.
He was everything.
He was
doubling up. Yeah.
He was good at the job.
Okay, Ferguson catch David Gill so tough. David Gill will go and negotiate and break the But David Woodward Gill doesn't even know negotiation.
They don't do that.
Now when say Woodward time, so now they started dishing out huge contracts, crazy money to players to lure them.
When because the club was not doing well,
yeah.
So the only way they could lure the top stars was with money. When after Mourinho first season, now I say some players needed to leave. I say Pogba needed to go. Rashford needed to go. Martial needed to go. Only Asama Omokachere. Omokachere say these players are the names he's mentioning. They are commercial assets of the club until they can't sell them. Look at what Shedia Mourinho was speaking from a footballing point of view. Say the way he wants to play, these guys will not fit how he wants to play. So these guys should leave. Then Woodward catch and say, Diana Wabubono, your commercial assets to the club. So what are you running? Are you running a football club or a commercial club? And Ronaldo Kanye in his interview with Piers Morgan, I'm 14 so
they only care about the money.
They only care about the money. As he left the club, signed back to the club about 10 years later. The club was in the same state.
But Mourinho
the gym was the same.
Mourinho see he could come back. He wants to come back because now he's seen that structures are being put in place.
I doubt if
they'll go for him.
The more like a philosophy clash. say Moreno, no, I can't see him in any of the top 5 European leagues.
The kind of person Baradi is. So what Pep Guardiola, but you know it's not the coach he would.
Very demanding. They will always clash.
Or say Baradi is possession obsessed. He wants to see, in as much as he wants to win, he wants to see that
beautiful football. Yes.
He like wants to see football being played.
And that's that. Like I said, there will be a culture clash. The direction the new board wants to go, the new owners wants to go. I keep calling them owners, but they are not the actual owners. The new shareholders want to go.
No, they are owners. They are part owners.
They are part owners. Okay. The new direction of Basom Okono. I don't think say any clash. And I said they've already about 2-3 weeks ago. They told Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Said now he needs to change his style of. You need to play a little bit more possessive. You need to be more entertaining. And we've seen that in the last 2 games. And last 3 or 4 games under Ten Hag.
And now Radcliffe said, we'll get the personnel that we need to get, but the technical team will have to impress us.
I'm gonna say, and any Woolocks. I'm gonna say they will decide how the club wants to play, and you, the manager, you just implement it on the pitch.
Now they only transfer for you again.
They be and the manager no, and you now back. Like I said, oh, me, this is how I play, or this is how I want to play. No, this is how the club should play. And the manager no, when they are scouting you, they will have to make sure say you fit into the philosophy of the club, how the club wants to play. They said there's going to be a lot of changes at the club. And to me no, say they've put a lot of players on the transfer list. Say Marcia, Money, Amrabat, they will go back on loan. Johnny Evans, Ericsson, Wan-Bissaka, all those guys will leave because Ushepa, Wan-Bissaka, apart from the sliding, it doesn't bring anything else to the team. Andrea again, no more boss. You were leading 3-2. You were under the cosh. You about 90 minutes nearly. Yeah, the best 6 minutes at all. When you're ball in the 94th, 95th.
You know who the Onfanya Nake Koshomono. Amrabat saved him.
Even after that, the game was coming to an end. When you're ball, you are leading. I can't wait 2 minutes to end. Take the ball to the corner. Not the ball in Fifi or Muje. A kake, some seasons ago, he did the same thing with Cavani. I think it was against Southampton. Either Southampton or Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield United. Again, United were leading. I think that was a COVID period. United were leading. Getting to the end of the game, when your ball in the corner Harlem side, Cavani was pointing to him where to put the ball because Cavani wanted to take the ball to the corner. But Wan-Bissaka passed the ball inside rather. You don't do that. This is very basic game management. For being over ball at the Premier League level, no, this you shouldn't be committing these mistakes. And to me,
Michael Owen feels he's a good player, but he's not cut for the top teams.
Then he's not a good player.
No, Michael Owen feels his level is Crystal Palace money.
Then you're not a good player.
He doesn't think he faced that Liverpool money.
No. He's not a top 6 player.
Because he was comparing what those teams have to what Manchester United. He was comparing Trent Arnold, Reece James, and Kyle Walker, and Ben White to what Manchester. Also, no, they need to move on from him.
Close. So now, no, I say. Those are players about most of them are English.
Yeah.
And do not cast about English national team. And there was no way he was going to go ahead of any of these guys.
No.
And the DR Congo friend and also on call.
Yeah.
I feel almost say opportunity in England is written to is giving a call to the GR Dr. Congo for FSA he wants to come back. They say no. When we wanted you didn't come. Say I want to say England slot and Sino. You are not coming back. We don't want to be sloppy seconds. So right now, he's in a limbo. He can't play for England. He rejected him. And I think, sir, for United, they will really need an overhaul. And that will even include the coach. That will even include the coach. Because what we've seen from this coach this season, even though they've had injuries, I don't think, sir, it's demonstrated enough, sir, or it demonstrated, sir, good enough.
But why are the Ineos quiet on everything? It's like
the season is still in progress. You don't want to rock the boat. Season is like I got one game.
I say Glazers and Kombeba Bekasa.
That is why the Ineos are the better managers than Glazers. Says, yeah, you are still in the battle. You don't want to be shaking.
Blazers come issue statement.
So, Blazers they just panic as and when. I think so for United in there, they will need a massive overhaul if they are to change their fortunes over their bad fortunes over the last 30. Because the ACC here, they've lost 19 games this season in all competitions. And you see that 19 games in all competition. They have 2 more games to go. Is there any confidence on between winning the FA Cup final?
No.
So you're talking about 20 defeats in a season for Manchester United. That is unthinkable.
Even Sunday they could lose. Or Bob Brighton or Amex.
Brighton almost shall nyade. Say and drama can say special Brighton.
Or form nako form.
Nyade.
Roberto De Zerbi had disappointed. Oyama Josiah Nyame.
And I'm saying say De Zerbi this time around I agree with my friend Josiah. De Zerbi no on share na nye
Fabio Capello can last week say what has De Zerbi won nkofo bonitin sana ye ka managers De Zerbi is still a baby.
De Zerbi no on share na nye is doing say na manage mid-table teams no. So once sa approach no, sa mechanical approach no, or mechanical way of football no, and you got top clubs now, he will struggle. And already no, we are seeing little struggles. Yes, there are a few injuries here and there. But to me, no, I think say the hype it's more than the substance for De Zerbi. I think he's a decent manager. But the way they are mentioning his name in the same bracket as Pep, Guardiola, Ancelotti, Klopp, any side, I don't think we pay enough dues. The footballing brain is good. Like you can you can clearly see the philosophy, what he wants to achieve on the pitch. But I don't think he's done enough for him to warrant all these accolades that he's enjoying. Yesterday I said he said they will lose. I say Chelsea they sure. I don't think even a lot of Chelsea fans had the belief they will go to the Amex Stadium and win before the game yesterday. I don't think a lot of Chelsea fans had that.
They've lost too many games at Amex. It's as it De Zerbi Yama says from.
And I was not
Maybe feeling though I thought maybe Fanny say he's a brilliant manager because of how Brighton were playing last season. But he's not been able to keep that fire. I say, wow, yeah, that's what.
On Shara, it's not the category A coach now. I'm for AJJ no. I think the potential is there. And Jomono on Tony Bokakra or Tony Boa, I think obe to me I hate it targets him. Now people are beginning to mention Cole Palmer's name in the same bracket as a Hazard in terms of their first season contribution to the club. And I think it's a bit of a stretch. Palmer share is it 21, 22 goals this
21
season?
Goals.
21 goals this season. I think so I had there. But I feel the noise about him should be measured.
Why noise?
Noise about
Cole Palmer.
Yes.
Oh, are they?
Now how do you mention in the same bracket as a Hazard? Trying to compare their fair seasons.
Chelsea fans they say about
But they were Bobby. But what Hazard did at Chelsea, no? I don't think Cole Palmer has even done a quarter yet. So I think the comparison is not there. It should
tone down.
Tone down kakra. Potential no, but I don't think it's about time they give this young man unnecessary pressure. I've heard some Chelsea fans also saying Anka it's all about the league by ended this season. Anka the league if the league had like 5 more games.
I almost say 5 games or 6 games to go.
On get crash.
And the
title.
I almost think a title on come. Pretty be so catch almost say your mukani sabi in hunu league the England started pay. 80. Obi say you don't set rules to favor you. On can say I can 5 games, sir. And Arsenal so make say also I got 10 games to go. It's more Moncasa.
Some so make say Ankanya winning and lose against Villa.
Yes, they don't set the rules, so more Moncasa I got 5 games. They just
understand where that talk is coming from. Chelsea for you.
I said they've won 4 games on a row.
And see what your 4 games in a row, the man.
Oh, that is huge.
4 games in a row is huge because of how poor they've been over the season. Because of how poor they've been over the season. Suddenly you go 4 games without a defeat. All of a sudden, you are creating your own rules, trying to create one wine for yourself. See, I still believe that they can make
Europa League.
I'm of the firm belief that they can make Europa League. Because Oshe, the last round of matches are they have a shot. They have a shot of making the Europa League. And I believe I've always been a firm believer of Pochettino. I feel that the Chelsea fans at the beginning of the season, throughout the middle of the season, weren't fair enough to Pochettino. Because if you look at the challenge he came in to solve and the sort of players he bought, the quality of the players he bought, and then the players the club sold, it was always going to be difficult for any manager to get the best of the team. And when the team was struggling, I was on a firm belief that he could turn it around because he had demonstrated at Southampton and at Spurs. Say he has what it takes to work with a fairly young and inexperienced team and build them into something better. Of course, the pressures at Chelsea, a bit more than what you encounter at Spurs and then Southampton. But I think he's really vindicated my position that I had on him with his change in formation, especially at the back, and how it sort of compresses the play now. So I think for Chelsea, whatever be the case, they should consider this a decent enough season, not necessarily a good season, because of the standards or mastery among in the past. But I think they should.
Why yesterday did you listen to everyone winning? I said your kind okay, I see they should consider it as a decent season, not a good season. Also, you can't spend 1 billion and finish outside top 4 and have a good season. They should see it as a decent season, and it is an upgrade on last season.
That is true. It's an upgrade on last season.
Yeah, I'll say it's an upgrade on last season.
And if they continue in this same vein, the following season could be an upgrade, and then they can talk about Champions League football. And then in the 3rd year of Pochettino, then they can be talking about the title.
But so next year they will try and challenge for the title.
They won't. They can't. They will, but they
will, but they can't.
But they can't.
Okay, maybe also they should.
They should,
but they can't. Okay.
They can't. Next season, the target should be top 4.
Because I feel if you are at Manchester United, if you are at Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, every year you should.
That should be the target.
Ultimately, there's nothing lower.
That should be the target. That should be
but as to whether I'll be Timmy and I won't Timmy, no.
That's what I'm saying. That Chelsea, the process of the club, rebuild the normal yesterday.
Yeah.
Omun drew winning the title here. Also, I always say this: winning the title, no, it's not an event. It doesn't just happen one season. Say, boom, Magic League.
It took Mikel Arteta how many years to challenge?
4.
4 years. It took Klopp how many years?
It took Klopp, I think 3.
No, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Pep, it took Pep 2 years.
Yeah.
Even Pep.
Yeah.
Almighty Pep, people thought he was just coming to walk, take the league and walk in the park. No? First season, Shebre.
No, to Lolito moi.
I know.
DJK moi, Bubu Kebusa. I spent about 300 million on defense.
And then the following season,
yeah.
The process fast because that's how team.
Yeah, of course there was.
So
money.
He could sell anybody and buy anybody.
Yeah.
But not every club at that time. No, every more 400 million to go and spend, and then the next season you go and tell the boss, me and I'm toy but munya de ntuma man that
no
yeah club na be yours but no on your back you know
yeah.
But for the backing it would have also taken him about 3 years before he would have made any impact in the league in the Premier League. That shows you how tough the league is. And the Chelsea fans know what is happening now, it will take time. Because for a lot of the players, these current players, this is their first season in the Premier League. For most of them, this is their first season in the Premier League. I'm of the firm belief, say, this Chelsea team under Pochettino will come good. But they should be measured in their expectation. So I can't allow you. The Abramovich Chelsea is different from this Chelsea.
Almost they are still living in that era.
They have to snap out of it.
They should snap out of it.
They have to snap.
As a United fans living in Ferguson era.
They have to snap out of it because Chelsea airball Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
A winnable game considering their form.
Of course.
Bournemouth ever form but at Chelsea I think it's a winnable game. Competitors for the Europa League slot Newcastle. And Newcastle will lose here. And the point gap between Newcastle is now on 40 points. Sorry, Debbie. Newcastle is now on 57 points. Chelsea is now on 60 points. Chelsea are 6th, 60 points. Newcastle 7th, 57 points. Spurs 5th with 63 points with 1 game to go. And Spurs City can end up finishing 5th. Chelsea can end up finishing 5th if they win and Spurs doesn't.
Oh, Spurs last match they there. Oh, Andy Poste Koglu ko lose match we there send on Onoa. Their final game, okay, the
against
final
Sheffield.
Sheffield United. And Sheffield are already
relegated.
Already
so
relegated.
maybe they can. Yeah. It's easy for them to win, so they can get a win there. So maybe they will go to they will maintain their 3-point lead. But I also expect Chelsea to win. So Chelsea.
Of course, Chelsea will beat Bournemouth. Yes.
I expect Chelsea to beat Bournemouth. So Chelsea will also maintain their.
No, certainly Chelsea will finish
their position. But a good Muslim there also. Spurs can go to because Sheffield United are more home.
Yeah.
They'll be relegated. Final home game.
They may want to bow out.
They have to bow
farewell.
Out. Exactly. They have to bow out with a good result and say goodbye to their fans. If away anchor, it's a different story.
But I don't know. I think the best for Sheffield could be a draw. I don't see them beating Tottenham Hotspur in that final game where Spurs need at least a draw to finish.
A draw too will not be good enough for Chelsea.
Yeah, a draw would mean Spurs will finish 5th.
But Chelsea must also win because
Newcastle and Newcastle have a better goal difference. Okay,
but
Newcastle
gave me a tough.
Yeah, Newcastle have a better goal difference.
Newcastle have a goal difference of plus 21. Chelsea has a goal difference of.
But they are going to Brentford.
They are going to Brentford. Their game is tougher. So I think, even if Chelsea draw, I think the draw might be enough.
It will be enough to sit.
To keep them safe, and then they play.
Oh, they will lose to Bournemouth. They will be Bournemouth.
Keep them safe to play at least the Europa League. If Chelsea gets European football next season, for this season, I think they can consider this season a fairly good season. If they're able to secure European
sit will mean sit a conference league in England.
Conference.
But it will depend on the FA Cup final.
Yes, if
Manchester United and Man City. If United win, it means Chelsea will be playing the Conference League.
Yes.
And United will play the Europa League. But if United do not win, it means Chelsea will be playing the Europa League. Then 7th spot will play the Conference League.
Yes. So a lot is riding on the final.
Newcastle fans as well started akakabe nsem. Omo say Conference League the omo mpe.
Na dabe na omo buy.
So omo about Champions League nanse anti.
Nanse.
Say yes it. O say Shakespeare was saying, he said, drink deep or taste not. Also, Kakrasha, this the champions or say, almost best Sambo tune be able honor. And it's better they don't qualify at all.
When was the last time we won Champions League?
Yeah.
And under Bobby Robson.
Yeah.
But we also more any less Ferdinand money. Leo Ferdinand. I know we Champions League.
That's what my Binansia. So I saw with them because see Mbappe at your stadium, seeing Rafael Leao. Now all of a sudden one season, Uko cockroach.
Uko check. Uko Serbia. Uko the name Ukraine, Serbia, Kazakhstan.
When Rooney was now be Okano, and now can you say? And yet, born now, no problem.
The journey, no.
Or say the journey, the thought of you going to Moldova to play a game, no. Or say sometimes you are not even motivated.
There's no motivation.
Or say he has played the Europa League, or no, we will about Europa League that night. Sometimes you are not even motivated. So he's thinking about Europa League, or you are not motivated. Any conference league, are quite hungry.
Check.
I don't
Moldova.
know. Both set of fans, United fans and Newcastle fans are both saying they don't want the conference. And then come on, but they say, "Oh, me is na unless United win the Europa League, the FA Cup."
FA Cup. Now, yeah, clubs you know, almost same fata Europa Conference League. United, any Newcastle, in that fata Conference League. Out of these two teams.
I said Newcastle about Champions League now.
About Champions League,
it's all over.
And so big down. Are you a Champions League team?
Until the Alexander Isak Munde Kobo Conference League.
About Champions League, on finishing the top 4.
Eddie Howe now your board Abaso, he's one of the best Kobo Conference League.
About Champions League, on finishing the top 4.
Udi Bruno Guimaraes, £100 million rated player. O de no Kobo Conference League. Trippier Kobo Conference League. No, nam Tajikistan.
Uncle Serbia ni Moldova Cheono. They should all go back there. I'd like to delve a little bit into the VAR.
Okay, yeah, finish with that for me.
I'm very particular when I'm talking about referees and their mistakes because Juma we be a mistake. We amazing. We a mistake. Sometimes a mistake. We a mechanic. We a mistake. We a painter. We a teacher. We a doctor. Juma we be a mistake.
Updates. Abasisia, there's been an update on the VAR issue. Yes, a majority of Premier League clubs want to keep the technology.
Yes.
And the Wolves propose here, it might not work because most of the Premier League clubs say there will be more issues, controversy, more. So they are also saying the same thing. Etiaka say they should rather look at the personnel who handle VAR.
And that is true. And to be fair, it was always going to be difficult for Wolves to get the 14 out of the 20 Premier League clubs to vote in favor of scrapping the VAR. They just want to create the awareness of the system. They said the VAR is not working well. They have to fix it. And Grandpa Waka said there is a problem that they need to fix.
But that season, do you know next season they are having the semi-automated offside
call? Yes.
Because Howard Webb a presentation be on April 11th, and the clubs voted unanimously. So next season they may use semi-automated. And they are offside, and any part of the say off and off machine and say yes.
And I think Newcastle Wolves they have a case. They needed to bring the attention of the system to the flaws in the VAR because highlighted the key VAR mistakes are on my this season now. And I am free. Prominent among them Wolves versus Manchester United. Okay, the
Onana.
Echo crash. Wolves attacker no. Even with the benefit of VAR, and can referee in real time, I don't have a problem. Even with the benefit of the VAR, still they made a mistake in that call. Okay, Diaz go no share against Spurs. At the Spurs Stadium. Clean goal. VAR could see it took them close to 5 minutes. They still made the wrong call.
They released statement. The PGMO apologizes.
But how do you spend 5 minutes to review an incident from 3-4 different angles in slow-mo and still make a mistake. For you to come back later to come and apologize. How? You could talk about Nottingham Forest. They had as many as 3 clear penalties. 3 enye baako, enye mienu, enye miensa, enye baako, enye mienu, miensa, 3 clear penalties. Baako krapo yanje amomo. To the extent say they had to issue a statement which was unheard of. Issue a statement. Again, they came to apologize. Say at least someone at least one of those incidents. Manchester United against Arsenal, or the Emirates Stadium. Garnacho go no share on outside. And then
would have made it 2-1.
It have made it 2-1. The dynamics of the game would have changed.
Of course.
Okay, so Gabriel, Hekel, Hodgland,
yeah, it was a clear penalty.
Clear penalty. No say at all form. And look at the review. This is an incident that happened in the box.
But one VAR incident. So I feel account Arsenal, Arsenal,
Newcastle. Go now, Newcastle for sure, man.
We share Gordon.
That was their first defeat.
Clearly, it was outside. But a
try. And the problem I have with you are watching this in slow motion. You are watching this from different angles. If you are watching it over 3, 4, sometimes 5 minutes, how do you still make a wrong call after all this?
Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Liverpool Spurs.
Diaz goal. Clear goal.
Omanje. And I could go on and on and on and on and on. And see, these are not isolated incidents. It's a human error. This is down to poor officiating. This is lack of competence. Because you cannot tell me, say, there's a problem with the VAR when you've seen other countries use it effectively. A Champions League semi-final, that was perfect use of VAR. You are not allowing the VAR to referee the game. But you, the referee on the field, you are in charge of the game. The VAR will only come to assist and support you. What the English referees do is they leave the top decisions for the VAR to make. And we also after the Liverpool incident, after the Liverpool Spurs incident, release the audio communication between the VAR and the assistant referee.
Yeah.
And the VAR official said, he didn't want to overturn the decision of the referee on the field to embarrass his friend. Listen, not because he didn't think the player was offside or onside, but he didn't want to overturn the decision of the on-field referee because he doesn't want to embarrass his mate. I am a friend. How do you have such people handling the VAR and then you turn around and blame the system? The system can only be as good and as effective as the people who are handling it and using it.
Once it's still being handled by humans.
If the humans are not good enough, the system will not be good enough. If the humans are good enough, the same system will be good enough. As they ensure La Liga, you ensure Serie A, you ensure Bundesliga. Look at how effective these people use their system. Of course, human beings, there will be elements of errors here and there. You have 1 or 2 clubs complaining here and there. It's normal. And across the top 5 list, you get all these occasional complaints. But not in England. No, be cracker say sometimes or no feel say the English referees this is part of the PR for the Premier League. At the end of every match week, you become Premier League now.
Well, Saka will be kind. I feel they are just getting it wrong.
There's a referee in the now, the VAR in the background. What was the communication? They say the VAR is coming to check clear and obvious errors. That was what the VAR was coming to check. Clear and obvious error. So definitely, if you have to look at an incident for over 5 minutes where the contention is a 5 millimeter gap to determine whether a player is onside or offside, clearly that should tell you, say, wait, it doesn't fall under clear and obvious error. And I think that is where the English referees are getting it wrong. Because if you have to analyze an offside call, you better draw red line, you draw blue line, then you draw white line for you to be determining the centimeter, micrometers to determine whether a player is onside or offside. That alone should tell you clearly, say the error or the incident you are reviewing, it is not clear and obvious, so you should allow it to go. Because once the people raised this concern when the VAR was coming in,
yeah,
and they gave them assurance, said the VAR is not coming to micro referee the game. All the other countries are doing it, apart from England. And to the issue, look at the AFCON. Look at how well the African referees handle the VAR at the AFCON. Ombekasa, Okoya, Onche, Onyako review now. Within seconds, he's made a decision. Very swift. Is it not the same VAR? Is it not the same VAR?
Yeah. So
why was it working well for us at the AFCON? Working well in Spain, working well in Italy, working well in Germany, but England and more issues. The problem is not with the VAR. The problem with English referees are there. And if they need some changes to be made, they have to look at more referees. No VAR. Stop shifting the blame and putting the blame on VAR. Referees now, the English referees in general. Look at their performances in Europe. Was it the Europa Conference League, Roma? Roma against Seville. Was it last 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Ball inside in the penalty box, playing like this. English referee is saying the ball, the hand was close to the body. And you're going to see the replay. You could clearly see the hand was an extension of the body, and the rules are clear. If the hands are away from the body, and it makes the player bigger, and as a result of the ball hitting his hand, he gains an undue advantage, and this incident happens in the box, and a foul, penalty, clear and simple. The good thing is, rules, is not only in the bosom of the referees. The rules are available for all to see. And even though young referees, even though young referee courses, sometimes even us, we can make better decisions because the rules are there, and it's very easy for us to interpret the rules. And the sad thing is, at the start of every season, these referees, they go to all the clubs to educate them on all the changes of the rules in the game. So when you educate them, you tell them all these things, and then you meet the same players on the field, and then you are doing different from what you've told them. How do you blame the system, Mutala? We any system problem. England referees and it's no surprise the top matches in Europe this time you don't see a lot of English referees around. So the odd Champions League game you see them, the odd Europa League games you see them, but when it gets to the final of the UEFA Cup, the final of the Champions League, the final of the World Cup, you don't see any English referee close. And this is because in the last 2 or 3 years, they've been very poor. They need to upgrade themselves and not the system. Mutala.
Okay, Hansen and out to the count. Still, I'm taking your message 0506367196. What about making kind in our edit? Mao Josiah, good morning.
Mutala, morning. Happy morning.
I mean, I do.
My main VR issues now and started. And I think that Hansen, I can't want them to do now, but I also feel that Mutala Bruni Yanadiakwa. If you have the English Premier League, that is arguably the best league in the world, and you have the officials who officiate in the best league in the world, and you have an official from that league make a decision, and you as an average football fan, and you disagree with the person, should tell you that there's something more to what they are doing than what you think. How many times haven't we seen referees make decisions that half of the football world disagree with them. Sometimes what would you work of VR lessons da? Mutala. Work of VR seminar da. But there is ball, not there is incident. There crowd to me and you feel say it should be so. Mebwa.
Yeah.
Why do you think say after the AFCON, referees no mudi AFCON no? We applauded them for doing a good job with the VR. What was even their experience with the VR? Ask yourself. But they just kept it simple. And they were able to, I think everyone who watched the AFCON would credit these referees for the good job they did with the VAR. Because already, you have the deficit of technology. Mutala. Then all of a sudden, you say, okay, now the machines so heading. I thought machines were even invented to make our job easier.
Of course.
Yes. So, me know what you want here. Now there's a vacuum. Now referee no screen on. The two of us can see say, oh, way no penalty. Way. It's very, very few incidents. No. It's up to what? The referee's discretion. If the VAR had been in the Premier League for over 4 seasons, Mutala, for over 4 seasons, now you kofa VAR neba AFCON. Now for the first time, Mutala, the referees are able to get a 95% rating with how they implemented the VAR. Tell me, there isn't something wrong somewhere. Mutala, I still stand by the fact that sometimes controversy sells. And these Premier League teams, they know what they do. These referees, they know what they do. No, if we are going to talk about errors, VAR and Diaba, Mutala, it's a lot. And for me, I also don't stand by that narrative say, yes, scrappy VAR. No, I don't agree with it. But then I just believe that VAR should be made to check certain things, incidents, certain incidents, and also VAR and check it. And this is where I believe that at some point, no, that automated offside technology, no, they need to implement it. So that VAR can only check for penalties, Mutala, and violent behaviors or rough tackles, red card incidents, if I should put it.
Violent conduct.
Because Bobo, yes, you're offside, yes, you're offside. You have all the technology, everything at your disposal, the tools to use to detect say, offside in 30 seconds. Then you spend 3 minutes trying to come up with a verdict. Say, born here offside and I say offside. What else are they checking? So they compare VAR. Maybe they gave us the inferior VAR. Maybe VAR nobody buy for AFCON. Then your papa na. Then we all agree so VAR near use one your papa. But if it was the same VAR and nobody buy Africa ha, and the referees were so swift with their decision making, and they were able to get almost 95% of the decisions they had to consult VAR on pointer. But then there is something wrong with the European game. Let us accept it. So there is something wrong with the European game. And I wouldn't be surprised say a Premier League team will just wake up and say, see, we need to scrap the VAR. We just need support. Because gradually the VAR is ruining the game. It's taking something out of the game. The VAR was implemented to minimize errors, referee errors. But how can you still implement the VAR and to double the errors of the referees? At the end of the year, I bet you so no. Say the big car heading, I count. And sometimes some of these decisions won't tell us here. It's so glaring that this boy is a penalty, or say there be any penalty. Like even without the VAR, you would have even made it an easier decision. Even without the VAR. And what are you see? What even they say? The amount of money they invest in the VAR. And and kebe mo amunte scanning ma teams mom na nko scrapping. Because that is what we keep crying about over here in our league. So we wish we had VAR. Based on certain decisions that where you feel that it goes beyond what the human eye can see. Now, a whole EPL, when you VAR, then say, a China referee will say, a China team be say almost sign petition because they want their game to be played again. And most of these errors, once it goes against you, there's nowhere you can come back. And every single team in the Premier League
has suffered,
has been a victim of this you can say wrong usage of VAR. It's so simple. The machine, why should it even make your work even more difficult? What's the other also who log in at Nyama who enter data? Now get a full scap ne pen. What try then the machine computer base with him and you are still making errors. How? With the VAR, I just believe say, see, they should make it very, very simple. Because normally, Mutala Obesha VAR no adia ba ku na ya referees no consult here. Emo moche. One is offside. Offside, they don't go to the monitor.
Yeah.
Even with the offside calls, they don't go to the monitor. The only thing is that more check the brain, a violent conduct. Handball is another one, which no is solely to the discretion of what? The referee. So I wish that maybe that semi-automated or that automated offside technology, would come. Then it will only be for penalties and some other calls. Because referee to be VAR machine with 3 minutes. He will give the wrong verdict. How? What could you VAR machine for 3 good minutes? Then you come back and you make a mistake. So at this point, the VAR, no, I just believe that, and once that it's also, I would say that it's dainty the hard-built reputation of these English referees. Because we've seen some good referees from the English game. Didn't Howard Webb officiate the 2010 World Cup final? He did. We've seen some good referees. I must say Saudi League Club and Fanama, he's the chief you can say referees of referees association. Yeah. So I just don't think that these referees are bad referees or the NED. I just know that there is a conspiracy somewhere that we just don't know about. Hansi, you watch that ball with a penalty. Referee Rebecca just saying a penalty. Are you kidding me? Mutala, I said, see, the English, there's some conspiracy behind this VAR thing. Because who straight the whole of you? We went wrong. League be anyone controversies with regards to VAR than the English Premier League. Count the number of leagues in Europe. So almost all the top leagues in Europe obey use VAR. Almost all the top leagues in Europe use VAR. But every week, Premier League your team use about VAR.
But I think Sweden is the first country on my scrap VAR.
I mean, it's not helping.
Sweden.
You see, it's one thing having the technology, but if you do not have the right men to handle the technology, then why implement it? So maybe the Premier League feels that they do not have the right men to handle this sophisticated machine. Then Omunjai, no, they should just go back to Saab Buena Omuyusuno. Just the manual way of handling things. Because I feel that Liverpool has been a victim of this VAR thing earlier in the season. We've spoken about Manchester United. Chelsea, they need the other back. Arsenal, so because of more St. James Park, they should have walked away with 3 points. So mention one team of Bekase VAR away and Konge say no that.
Obia suffer.
And one team beyond this season to be suffer more. Team beyond this season, I remember 2 seasons ago, Manchester United.
2 seasons ago.
Every decision VAR wouldn't go for them.
This season, your Wolves.
And you you can't fault this. You can't blame them.
Last season was Brighton. And
every time,
yeah, and this
I remember when
was
Brighton went to City.
Yeah.
Every single time there's an issue.
Yeah.
It means say PGM or no, or what? No money referees. They can okay. Oh, yeah, this week target team way. So this week because see these are glaring mistakes. These are elementary mistakes, especially when you have the benefit of technology. You shouldn't be making these errors. So say VAR issue there. I'm sure that at some point, if it should continue like this, Mutala will be forced to. Because even at some point, Klopp felt say, "I'm game against Lucas, how can you score a clean goal? Near Kajo saying you go. Na player na offside. How? How?
After review.
The media like how? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. But the VR issue is a big issue. It doesn't really make any sense. Nipa na shego na yasa ko monitor ho akọ check ne yesa enye go.
And sometimes when a referee could jam monitor now, clearly you can see he's having a disagreement with
so state it because you have the last say. State it.
On any back and forth.
Say if the AFCON could implement VAR in the one-man tournament, then there is a conspiracy somewhere. Let's just accept it. How many of the referees that officiated in the AFCON were abreast with the VR technology? Mutala.
Daniel Aye.
How many? They took the course because they had to use it. These are referees who have been officiating since the VR was implemented over 4-5 seasons ago in the Premier League. It would also every season they don't review. Every single decision we take, now they be a coffee chief referee. It was Zoom. No, I bet you so. Born they say and I say see.
Demo Galaga. Sir, issue statement to apologize on behalf of the
PGMO. But it can't go on like that. Mutala.
Every season BR.
Every season BR is the same thing.
Yeah, you issue statements.
If Arsenal tell you, says up game no come boss and Jesus by en van come 3 pointer. By say 3 points so they come home.
Oh, come winning league now.
Like by now we talking about Arsenal being champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the mistake of one person.
And that is the problem. You can't reverse it.
And now because Mkwechi.
Yeah, it goes against you and no one.
Liverpool lose their goal. Echo.
You can't recover.
Echo and referee remember ni akazo ye dimotino. Referee ko di game or championship 2 games. Oh yeah, anu asaba.
Na championship no ko di game ni e be say tria ka.
Mu ni nyamenti ase. Me say nyamenti ase if we can use the VAR at the AFCON and our referees will get it right. These people are doing something we don't do. Is the game not for them?
Yeah.
Game na yomodia. Some say it's our game. It's their game. So anything regarding the game, no, we believe that they even know, they have so much knowledge about it. Because there is an indictment to the FA, the Premier League. But I still believe the Premier League have got some of the best referees in Europe. But decisions we won't in the call international tournament.
But why is Saudi Arabia saying they want referees from England?
But it's England. Mutala. Who doesn't want anything from England? It's England we are talking about. It's England.
Mami, there are some people who don't want things from me, like the Minya Bruni bar from England. I didn't like her.
Mutala men kanya maybe as in Shebi Bawa Kwemu and Shani Yakusi.
Minya Bruni bar free.
And the Obi Banas or £2 goes since you are on yet.
Minya Bruni bar from Croydon. Me say mempe.
And I may say, since he has a £2 a goose or pounds in every England into
so was this year?
Now first,
no, I didn't like goose.
But it's out of it. And this is on Bruni bar from Croydon now.
Maybe I'll consider.
When you stop on proud. Mutala.
Yeah.
What is Anthony saying?
Tattoo no they are to
when you have a team Mutala from ground up na omunye serious a rare players ni. When you have a team that do not have any aim, that is what happens. Today, everyone is hailing Bruno Fernandes as the best Manchester United player. How? So how were they watching Bruno all this while? Any man nobody show Bruno Fernandes.
Roy Keane and the biggest critic.
No, and you see, the media is a powerful tool. I say, where did I can? Any man nobody show Bruno. That was making Bruno a bad captain and a bad player for Manchester United.
He moans.
So they love the attitude of Martial, who is stoic.
But they criticize Martial also for being too.
Nasa also Obi show emotions. Oh, criticize him. Obi show emotions. Then what do you want?
So you're honeho.
To say why?
Manchester United club. I want to honeho. As a Casemiro, they need to be brainer. The recent physical.
It's her. You as well. You're targeting one year target. Today you see Bruno is Manchester United's most important player.
Yeah.
This guy has been the most consistent Manchester United player since he signed.
But he gets the biggest stick from the media.
Because the media sometimes aren't fair. He's been Manchester United's most consistent player. And I say it here, we talk about Kevin De Bruyne being a good passer of the ball. Right. Watch Bruno Fernandes.
Roy Keane 2 months back said he would take Conor Gallagher over Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
For the past
Gary Neville.
For the past 4 seasons, England, he's created chances more than any other player in
Gary Neville said even Bruno Fernandes or no Roy Keane time no, he wouldn't.
What was his quality?
Gary Neville said Man United team no no. Bruno Roy Keane. Only been bench Bruno Fernandes in that team. If no, someone United
what was Roy Keane play? What was his role in that team?
Rocky was not about leadership.
Not a fighter.
So that was it. You added energy.
No, it was a decent player.
No, what he added to that United team, Bruno has it and has other qualities as well.
I don't know. Oyebi also overzealous.
If anybody is going to criticize a player for being overzealous,
it should be Roy Keane.
Yes, even if United lose Porto, he's the last player who would. Barry said he would come out and speak.
See, they get to call it a problem. David, now Roy Keane. Roy Keane is you see, Mutala, sometimes I just feel there's jealousy. It's jealousy. I said, Bruno Fernandes, go and check his expected assist. Nation assist our in the league. The guy is creating per 90 minutes. He is one of the best creators in Europe. Per 90 minutes. In this Manchester United team. That's why contest is very, very important.
He has the highest record this season.
Yeah,
nine chances in a single game.
In England, he's created the most chances.
But the guy is the best creator even in the league.
The record in the league, 9 chances.
And today, you see, Bruno Fernandes, it's not Manchester United. No, it says you got 30, 31, 32. They will start calling him a failure.
He will be 30 September.
They will call him a failure because he's not won anything. Just like Pogba, they be a No, Biasra Pogba is a failure. Manchester United failed Pogba. Pogba never failed Manchester United. Because when Pogba went to France, he had people who were willing to play. And that's the state of the team. It's a bad environment. It's a toxic environment. A team, not legends say they need leadership qualities. They need to see someone who will step up. Now someone steps up and you feel the person is not worthy of being the leader in that team.
Yes, he overdoes it.
Overdoes what?
He's overzealous.
Even before people got onto the pitch.
Against us now. No, kusa, not red card, no.
Suspension for like 6 games.
Today, Roy Keane will come and tell us that Bruno Fernandes is.
But Ole Gunnar Association so can be. He said in a recent interview why he didn't make Bruno Fernandes the captain or the Maguire. Or see Bruno, sometimes he overreacts, he overzealous. Interview and he says about that. It's not that. Is it not that? Is that not what you want from a player that shows concern about the team? As I open a Casa Park, go
and watch Pep's Barcelona. If you are talking about a team. Now they be almost referee pressure. They were nagging in football. Go and watch that Pep's Barcelona, and you will find 5 players complaining at the same time to referee.
Now, who would you have as your captain? than Maguire, who doesn't talk, who doesn't command.
No, why wouldn't I have? The only reason I would want Maguire to be my captain would be for political reasons. Of course.
Now, say political party now.
They be here for political reasons because we saw it when the year tried to question the mentality of some of these players and they asked him to shut up.
It's a political reasons.
It's for political reasons. But if not football, who is a better leader in that team than Bruno Fernandes?
So you agree with Eric Ten Hag taking the captain from Maguire?
And maybe say, who is the better leader in that
team? No, and maybe say, do you agree with that decision? Because that decision has not gone down.
You see, well, even making Maguire the captain, there were so many question marks around it. Because people even question the quality as to if he's even a starter to start for Manchester United.
The Ronaldo Muko rang the Jose more money moving and
make us say, and unfortunately, no one has done this to Onana.
But that is strange. Say, well, colleagues,
about Ghana, you will be about 5. No, wait, Ghana, you will be. No, Blasters, you will be.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we saw it in the
Blasters. It is straight for a captain of the side. Coach, coach say, no,
but if you are no good, you are no good.
Me say, game. There was one game. Rashford wasn't tracking back, and the captain, Maguire, was trying to back instructions at Rashford. Rashford, a junior player. Response not the Maguire. Once the COVID time.
Yeah. Okasa out it.
As someone Rashford catch it, means we can't read.
Make I know that game you are talking about.
Captain,
yeah.
And you have one of your junior players talking back to you like that.
But
can you believe, sir? Do you think, sir, Rashford could have said that
to Bruno?
No, Bruno,
to
Rekin?
No, Obe hit him back.
Or to Ferdinand or Vidic.
But Josiah, I say Maguire Kasa will dressing room, even though he doesn't talk on the pitch. No. Only see he talks in the Kasa, like he's respected in the dressing room.
Masa, yenja yenunu ye hono. Yenja yenunu ye hono. Di pay class a ye na ye 35. They be anu the 30th. Yes, ye ma class prefect. O Kasa wa beat you. Unless maybe you are the oldest in the class and after all you beat me. Benya sapa no one will Mutala, like come on. Sometimes it's the quality. Watch across teams the world and mention one captain who doesn't either have you can say the qualities of a leader or is not an exceptional player. You struggle to even find one. So at the end, wake akra. So we all felt Messi lacked leadership qualities. But Messi will inspire you with just a touch or two or a goal as a player.
I think they are,
and you would want to kill yourself.
I think there are types of leadership.
Yes, it's because Messi was a silent leader. Yes,
Messi is not Ronaldo to talk,
baby,
but he will inspire you.
He will inspire you with something. Now, on
the performance, look at who say you have to do more because even
that is the point. That's his level of leadership.
Now it's not me who is leadership. Yes, because say he's not a captain.
On Kasa there are types of leadership. He is a captain who inspires with his performance.
Yeah, with his performance, he leads with his performance.
It's what you know. You see, and that takes me back to where I tell people, say this is United's biggest problem. Osha, they look sometimes they look so frazzled and they look empty. Was their goalkeeper? I'm telling you. No, you won't understand because you've played football before.
But do you know recently? You know, in the history of the Premier League, he's faced the most.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you.
In a single season.
Do you know where it started? When the season started, were they considered as that many shots?
When the season started? No, because there was Lisandro Martinez.
It's not about the people they had. Sometimes we are mistaken. See, Onana started this with those subpar performances in the Champions League.
But would you agree, like this is part of what they can? Would you agree, say, they became, Andra, when Rooney said it again and again and again, say, one of the things that has not helped Onana, Onana has not helped himself. But Onana has not helped himself. But one of the things that has not helped
inconsistency.
Inconsistency. Or say they have United are too passive. Like teams play through them easily, especially
listen. Last season that wasn't the case. In America, when a goalkeeper, Theo, we've seen at a point, Ferguson played Carrick.
Yeah.
As a centre back.
Yeah.
Carrick is not the strongest of players. He's not the paciest of players.
He's intelligent.
Very
intelligent.
So you can't tell me that Casemiro is not an intelligent DM. You wouldn't have played Madrid for close to 10 years. Listen, No, even as a centre back.
Oh no, but
No.
Carrick
is a better centre.
Listen, don't
lie to yourself.
No.
Don't lie to yourself.
Anytime Carrick will play as a centre back, he was either with one of the centre.
See, he was even targeted against Bayern and it worked.
See, and I'm saying it's when I said Bayern Munich 2010, you know.
It worked.
But
yes.
it was always with one of the it was always with one of the consistent centre backs, either Ferdinand or Vidic. But this is the case. The Casemiro is playing with Evans.
Tio, we saw Fabinho play at centre back.
Fabinho was playing with who?
He wasn't playing with Van Dijk. He wasn't because Van Dijk was injured. He was not playing with.
But he was
either Joe Gomez or Matip.
He was playing with Matip.
And then let's hail Matip as a top tier world class defender.
No, but Matip was doing what? Matip was a very good defender. Just because of Van Dijk.
No.
Matip was a good defender.
Very good defender.
Matip was good.
Matip was good.
Which class will you put Matip?
Matip is better than John Evans.
Which class will you put Matip?
Matip is better than.
Maybe not. Which class will you put Matip? Class better on the bed.
A class below the other classes.
A class below the other classes. You're lying to yourself. It's your maker does Listen. Listen, I'm not downplaying Matip's achievement or whatever, his qualities or whatever. I'm telling you, it started when the goalkeeper started shipping in goals, like very easy goals.
Why did he start shipping?
United is facing on the average 17 shots.
Listen. Let me make my submission.
The goalkeeper is making.
I respect you for that.
Yes.
You talk about he talked about the fact that there's a huge probability a goalkeeper will concede more if he faces more shots. Now
listen to what I'm saying. Now listen. That's what when you check the graph. Check when United started conceding shots. The United didn't start conceding this many shots when the season started. Yeah. When we're talking about United facing this many shots when the season started,
because they had their back four.
It's not. Yes, it's not also about having the back four there. Why do you think we will tell you that Lionel Messi is a leader who inspires? Because one Lionel Messi go individual brilliance will inspire the whole team.
But how does a team concede shots? And I'm
you see.
No,
when I watched Dia keep the post, people tell you Dia wasn't vocal. But one thing you forget that this guy
he was inspirational.
Was the aura.
And he once saved you obey no.
So you are getting the point. But when the season started, this team started conceding cheap goals. Tell me the signal you are sending to the team.
And I'm say I'm not disputing your I'm talking about the fact that Onana hasn't helped him. Say he has conceded some goals. Example, Bayern when they goals near the But Rooney also acknowledges the fact that there's no defense.
Was he organizing his backline? Mutala. See, this is not the first time we are seeing a team not play with their consistent centre back.
No.
Let me make my submission. In the days of Ferdinand and Vidic, there were times you saw Phil Jones partnering John Evans.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean because the regular centre back pair in New Hontino, they are going to just allow themselves for any team to penetrate.
No, but I want to ask this. If anyone will survive, Hansen, I want to ask this. I want to just be fair. It's not as if because me are black in Tinamika. I want to ask this. This is Onana's first season with Manchester United. He's played with 30 different combinations.
So that's the problem. Why
no. My child said,
I want him to finish.
No, me, I've told you.
I want him to finish. No, listen. So I'll come back to rebut all that thing.
I've told you that he has conceded certain cheap goals that a goalkeeper of his caliber with Inter Milan shouldn't be conceding. And the level now we do know. It's how Bayern Munich goal. But I don't see how a goalkeeper would survive facing, organizing his back four with 30 different combinations. 30 different combinations. So he's not had one combination right. And yes, I'll agree with you. Onana has been poor with some of his saves, but United have been passive.
Have you checked this?
Also, have
you checked this? United did not even play a higher line than this.
And also, Ocasio starting season, he wasn't conceding. He had Lisandro Martinez in
front. He wasn't conceding that many shots.
Casemiro, Obad, centre back. We've seen that he's not fit for the job.
But when he's playing, how good is the goalkeeper organizing his defense backline?
If the Gea was in the post, if the Gea was in the post, the Gea will not concede this many goals.
Why?
Onana has scored. Why? The Gea will make certain saves.
So
but that brings me back. But he has been exposed.
The year was terrible. The year has been terrible for the past 3 seasons.
It's not been terrible. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. The year made one error in the Premier League the whole of last season. Go and check.
The year for the better coin. I understand that. He will not be at the top. It's losing his Spanish.
And I'm saying
3 seasons before the year.
It's not true.
It's
not true. In what sense? In what sense?
No. He lost his form, but he was.
And I'm saying United fans attributed a lot of they can say the poor form to errors. And I'm checking the stats, and he made one error that led to go the whole of last season.
And yet, error that lead to go. But some of the balls that you expect him to save, he couldn't save them anymore. He was by Utimuso making certain saves, but no at a point. It happens to everybody.
At what point?
Yeah, Ben Oboko walk up.
Let me give you this. Let me give you this. Onana this season, and the hair. 2022-2023 season. Shot stopping. Onana had stopped 94% of the shots he's faced.
And he's faced over 200.
94.
Yeah. He's faced over 200 shots.
That's the point you're
making.
He's getting. He's not even the highest. He doesn't have even the highest save percentage in England. Because he saved 94% of the shots. Those numbers are not correct.
No, you sue the number of shots he has saved. And yes, in the England say,
you see
the number of shots he has saved.
It's not the person who has saved the most shots in the Premier League.
No, it's not the most shots. They are using percentage wise.
What's shots are bad? He saved 94% of the shots he's faced.
Yes, they are using percentage wise.
Mutala, the numbers are not true. Come on, those numbers are not true.
94%. Wow,
94. Do you know what it means for a goalkeeper to save 100 shots? We have a also who saving 94.
Son in Victor Valdez. Victor Valdez. Yeah, but boy, Spain. Now Victor Valdez conceded 15 goals the whole season.
Because Barcelona were keeping close to 70% possession.
15 goals the whole season.
Because Barcelona will keep 70%.
But do you know he wasn't the best player in the best.
Of course. It's America does it because he was facing less shots because Barcelona will keep the ball.
He always went to Casillas. Yes. And I'm say, Josiah, Onana has been poor, but how can someone survive concede 200 shots?
Mutala. At some point, Ben Davies was playing centre back for Tottenham Hotspur. So have you checked Tottenham's defensive line?
Yeah.
It's worse than Manchester United
this year.
Defensive, they play with the high line without even go and check without even press from the middle.
It's not about the high line, but they
have
the right personnel. The Van de Ven has been one of the
best. He was missing for close to 2 months.
But he has been one of the best defenders.
And he was missing for close to 2 months. But during that time, that was why they brought in Dragusin. Dragusin is still even on the bench. That's what I'm telling you. Said just because you are working with different combinations, or just because you have your main centre back pairing absent, doesn't mean that you shipping goals.
It's not different combination. How can you work with 30 different combinations and still survive? No, I'm not hoping. No, you're very saying
which are the combinations?
I'm not holding
and Evans.
No, I'm not holding brief for Onana.
I'm done.
But I'm saying, how I don't see anybody surviving with 30 different combinations, even though Onana has been poor. I will consider some goals. Bayern Munich, Omoko, Fenerbahce, some of the goals, but 30 different combinations every week, or only different partnership neighbor.
So you can't do your basic job because there's a different person standing in front of you.
He can do his basic job, but do you know in the league this season, United are the most passive club.
Yes.
They are the most passive club. Like running through them has been easy.
It started from somewhere, Mutala. It started from somewhere.
But why was it not so?
That's what I call these things are not on paper.
No, but why was it not so when everybody was around and they started the season? Why was it not so?
Everyone was around when they were playing Bayern Munich in the Champions League.
And I'm saying, why? Oh no, forget.
Were they not conceding?
No, Bayern Munich in Champions League is not
because that was the as a cancer. It's not small. Then at some point, players even lose confidence with the person who is manning the post for them.
Okay.
At this point, these players are not even confident. They are playing with low confidence. Check the United event. If Casemiro was still playing for Real Madrid, he's a different player. It's Manchester United that is making him look that bad.
You're shipped out.
Bye.
Casemiro near one consign. They look moderate to cruise mountain. They just wanted to sell him because Camavinga and Chome anymore. So. Yeah, 1 minute, Pacho.
2.
1.5. It starts now.
United are conceding a lot of shots on their goal.
Over 200 shots. unprecedented.
On the average, Onana is conceding 17 shots per game.
Yeah.
That is not his fault. That is because of how the team is structured. Team in the too open. So the team is always on the attack. United are always chasing. They're always running towards their goal defending. Onana is making 4, 5, 6 on average in the Premier League in each game. And we're facing 17 shots. Now, so we're considering 3 goals. Is it a bad return? For a keeper that has faced 17 shots on the average, and the average you are considering 3 goals, look at the ratio. The play other keepers now, or low numbers now. What percentage of shots did they face? What is their save percentage?
But would you no? But would you admit Onana has been bad with some of the mistakes?
He's made errors. He's made some errors.
Would you admit?
Yes.
Why errors?
A lot of errors. In recent, you can't pass. No, sometimes some of the boys I thought to me save. Want to me save. He's made errors. But Onana is not the worst keeper in the Premier League. His start was poor, but in the last couple of games, he's been one of the best keepers in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think from the Arsenal game, and the games
he's been one of the best.
Oh boy!
And secondly, the team itself is no good. Same way we are, and then I'm not for criticizing Bruno Fernandes because he's playing in the dysfunctional team. This same Onana, for to see the team win. You see how effective he will be.
No, Onana is a Pep Guardiola type of keeper.
Onana will sit here. We'll be talking about these errors, so called. No, because he will not face 17 shots in a game.
No, it won't happen.
So he will face like 3 shots or 4 shots, and out of those 3 4, he will make 4 saves. So suddenly the statistics will back him. He will become a good goalkeeper. That's
why when Inter Milan, I say he's a super goalkeeper.
Even Inter Milan, the team was defensively solid
because he was facing less shot.
He was facing less shots.
Maybe a trainer, but Obe saving
training so he becomes a good goalkeeper. So Uko starts, his save conversion rate will be high.
Yeah.
So suddenly he's become a good goalkeeper, the same goalkeeper, but different metrics.
Last season, we all said he was the best, one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
How does he become so bad?
He left Inter, and they still have the best defensive record in the whole of Europe. So
who's
Onana? Inter still have the best defensive record
because it's
zero impact. Zero impact.
It's because the team was good.
Because Inter Milan,
the team was solid. The team was defensively solid. As a team, what you do is you minimize the flaws of your players and maximize their potential to get the best out of your players. Say, a team is facing, a goalkeeper is facing 17 shots on average. 17 shots on average in one game. And he makes 5, 6 saves in the game. And then he concedes, out of the 17 shots he's faced, out of the 17 shots, he concedes maybe 2 or 3 goals in every game.
But why don't you talk about there's quality of shot too? What shot? Bigina center na me born shot.
He says 17. All the 17 cannot be poor shots. All the 17 cannot be good shots.
That's why we talk about the quality. The quality of shots he faced.
So strike the average on the quality of these 17 shots.
The quality of shots he faced.
17, the average could be around 8 quality shots, high quality shots.
I don't think if Onana was in Arsenal's post,
he will be making the shots he's making.
He will face his shots. So I'm not holding.
If you look at Endra.
Yeah, he made some solid
saves.
Yeah, he made some solid saves.
But he ended up conceding 2.
Me, honestly, baby, I'm a De Gea fan. I'm a David De Gea fan because me when send about Man United in 2011.
The culture of Man United is always built on the strength of a good goalkeeper.
And there is no batters move.
How long? That's why they were not. They didn't last long. That's what we are telling you. That's why your man the team is built.
I will say
team not ball.
But no, be few.
In the last 20 years, United in have 3 goalkeepers. Papa, 3. We Schmeichel Frio, na Van der Sar. Omo Breyer. When Schmeichel left, you saw how they struggled to replace Schmeichel. Until 2006.
American keeper
Howard 2006 Omoko fa and Fulham buy Okoye then De Gea replaced him. De Gea Okoye
struggle.
Yeah, De Gea struggle his face. Yeah, I'm not holding brief for Nana. He has made terrible mistakes. I'm a De Gea fan. But I feel said no, even De Gea will not survive with yes, they be any assessana we be bona kamwala.
They here in the last 3 seasons. What he was doing, Onana is doing better than what he had.
I mean, can me yen kasa be. O de mama kind me messages if from on ba ya be fie na de obi idea bro. And we are under 17 WAFU B boys tournament no. Eshase Ghana. We started on a good note. Made home komo ache. We say good morning. Mutala, please let the co-owners of United stick to the coach and back him well. He will do better next season, but the injury has ruined the team this season. I watched his style of play during the preseason, but the injury didn't favor us this season. But why the FA Cup final? Also, for referee committee to appoint Michael Oliver as VAR. Albert Sam and I did we about we say Mutala, I greet you. Please tell your man in the studio to apologize to we Man United fans for saying Bruno wasted his time. Let me ask him if United did give Bruno the chance, would he have known? Okay, if United didn't give Bruno the chance, would he have known him? This is OG. Okay. We say this Abu Sakib from Dodowa. Onana is not a bad goalkeeper. Mutala, please. I said, let the guests have their say, but they have their say. They say, "Menji bibi frubi and say." We say, I don't understand that you guys are always doing the Premier League, but remember, only 3 managers have won a trophy when Pep is around. Favor from Ukraine, 3 managers. Oh, well. We say, I am very disappointed in the decision made by VAR personnel, because in as much as there are controversies regarding the VAR, I believe these people are not genuine. You can't tell me impregnating 3 girls at a go is a mistake. They must be up to something. Pound sterling from Ashama Jericho, listening inside Tema International School. Hey, Don't bless. Or say, I think we have to. Or say that I think we have to finally agree with Josiah. He's funny and confused. Please, I think Josiah hates United and Onana. It's very clear. He should agree that the defense of Man United is problematic. I believe there is an agenda with the EPL referees. Real Madrid for life, and we are the White Angels. Thank you, Max FM. Love you, and all the count. We say Josiah should know that we are always learning from him, so he should stop the bias analysis. We are tired of his analysis against United. This one also says, tell Josiah to go and check Onana at Inter. They had a proper defense pairing ahead of him. The different defense combination he's had to work with will play a huge part in his performance. Put a better defense ahead of him, and Josiah will be singing a new tune. Why are you guys doing like that? Why won't you allow him to flow with his true analysis than interfering? He was quiet when others are talking, but you guys don't do that to him. It's not good, crowd. This is your boy, Kaisika pin them from Afienya Mataeko. We see Josiah wants to be heard, but it's not ready to listen and always interject people's view. He thinks he knows what he said. In the name of opinion, he says United as a club doesn't have an aim, really, and he thinks Chelsea has more aim than United. The club who doesn't have an aim is the most valuable club in the world. Food for thought. Emmanuel from Achimota. The year's bad season, he won Golden Glove. The year is far better than Onana. Aside is Alo playing from the back and long passes. What else? Ayemi, Josiah, rest. Onana is not better than Tom Heaton from Ni Kole Gono. Emmanuel from Pram. Say good morning, Max Balls. What is wrong with Roy Keane? You destroy Haaland's father's career, and you always criticize players who are better than you. Emmanuel Tete from Pram and say they are called Haaland. So say Haaland Bobo say League 2 player. Hey, Roy Keane. Let's see, Joe. You have been talking about Man United for not winning any trophy. However, Chelsea have not won anything last season and this season. From Jadon Sancho at the Kissiman. Them sleep and Giro. Or see good analysis from you guys today. Keep up the good work. Way and so say they are working with the betting companies. It is business. He's officiating. Or say good morning, Mutala. Premier League referees are so average. These refs are fans of other clubs and are against the ones that they outperform. Or say that are outperforming their favorite. Referees like Anthony Taylor need to be banned. before the start of the season, they declare the clubs they support. Good morning, Mutala and the entire Max crew. I am really enjoying the discussion. I will never subscribe to the scrapping of VAR. Those in charge should rather perform better. As for us now, they should forget about the title. Monsieur Kumi from Chebi. We say good morning. Please, Mutala, I think we Chelsea fans have taken more from Wano than what United fans are taking from Josiah. So please tell them to keep quiet and take every analysis Josiah would give. Timothy from Woyarefa. And this one says, please, a good analysis from Hansen concerning the VAR. English referees are very bad. I think they should be well educated. Duncan from Ayetishi La Scala. And I will not anyway by. We see, okay. Mutala, I've already said that Chelsea is not Matra Makwe team. So tell Hansen to be at one place. It seems he is saying some for Pochettino and against the Chelsea team. Please, we don't want him to compare the season that Arsenal, Liverpool and Man City are having with Guardiola to this, while the same people will come back and talk about how much the team spent. I am Charles from Suhum. And so Malo Gusto is one of the unsung heroes in this Chelsea team and one of the best young players in the league. I even think he is performing better than some of the players nominated for the Best Young Players Award. GMT from Suhum. We say, I hope you guys are doing well. Great show by all standard. Keep it up. Promise, Ahaji. And this one says, Bruno is good. Yes, but the issue of he starting in England national team will be complicated and difficult because of Jude Bellingham's form and Phil Foden's performance. He is a standout. He is a standout at Man United because they are so much average players. From Samuel Kofi Nyampong, if a player can start in the Portuguese national team with all the quality they had, Charlie, he can easily start in the English Premier League, English national team, sorry. Jia Mutala, it has often been EPL is the best league in the world. Yes, it is whether people like it or not. The end of this said league has made foes become friends and lovers become haters. Undisputably, the outstanding league in the universe. Nilos in Karamara on no Eddie Free Estate in the Bay. We say good morning, watching you live from Matayeko inside area code. Tonight, Barcelona is winning by 3-0. I'm Kwesi. Mutala, when you host the program, your headline is to Man United bias. 90% of their stories is about Man United. We know you are a United fan, but as a host, you have to reduce your bias towards Man United. You give Man United story and come back to give Man United story again. Kofi, now only me who say me a Man United fan. Hey, Kofi, when did you know me? Well, my name is Joseph, also known as Daddy K. Tottenham will fall this weekend and Chelsea will qualify for Europe this weekend. Greetings to all Chelsea fans across the globe. Daddy K from Ayeko Foridia Nkunkran. Well, I stand with everyone. Code Palmer is the best signing of the season. I am Sarkodie, money made inside Afienya Mateheko. Well, say good morning. Supporting Chelsea is one of the best decisions I've taken in my life. When was the last time United scored 5-0? In a single game? Chelsea till Satan repent. Analytical pundits in the team. Chelsea is upgrading and all Man United supporters should stop the emotional attack on Josiah and focus on their team. This is chauffeur GA texting from Antieku. Well, so my darling club, Chelsea are really a force to reckon with. They are really exhibiting resilience and consistency. This is my man. Live inside Community 22. Extend my greetings to official and glorious birthday to Bestie Sumwa inside Community 25. You guys are doing a good job. Thank God for your life. Chelsea and under 17. We thank you for the win. Okay. And this one is from Maswood. Okay. Matse. Ana me see na achese twa ye ho ye ba de obia ye de bebro. Kofi Sande ba ko bia bo se digia. Did De Gea not concede 7 goals against Liverpool and 6 goals against Man City? This Josiah makes me cringe and angry. What kind of pundit is that he has constantly attacked Onana? Man United and his Chelsea, also that it's not better with 1.2 million squad and we're beaten 5-0 by Arsenal. Speedy recovery to Nanedu. Okay, action from MTK. So why is that Josiah always keep quiet for you people, but when they sustain, you people don't allow him? He doesn't want to talk. Scoring 5 goals doesn't guarantee or equal to 20 league titles. Okay, and I will say good morning. United will win the FA Cup. I am Ni Aklama 1 inside some flag material pram and on the way by. We say I don't trust this Chelsea injury players coming, or say Chelsea injury players coming back. They will go to preseason and play well, and at the beginning of the season they will go to their hospital beds. Alipu from Ashamai. You try yeba under 17 WAFU B tournament Ashasi. Dreams FC omabo outstanding game in the Premier League. Omadi kudim ye obia ye de bro ye basisia and kobebia.
This Saturday and every Saturday on Max 89.7 FM. Connect with your school. Which school has produced the brightest mind? What is your school renowned for? Find out as high schools and colleges go head to head, vying for bragging rights and glory. Don't miss this chance to witness history in the making. Join us for an unforgettable morning of respirited debate and fierce competition.
Has produced all the best dignitaries in this country. We talk about Pakwesi Indum, Totobi Kwachi, and all the Hoy brothers went to St. Augustine's College.
Master, stop your bin.
Central region.
If we say for Obako school, they say for Kumasi High School.
No question.
Have you heard of Agri Memorial?
Oh,
that's the best school. Very, very best school.
The Kumasi Diaka schools are 2 schools. Prempeh Opogua.
Kofo went to which school?
He went to Prempeh. Prempeh is the college.
And tell them we are Prempeh College, obey president. No, one can say for schools, Anto colleges, no can say for Monto High School.
High school, they college, you pay.
College invest you. College, you go America, college invest you.
And the end of Kofo say young school in high school.
College, you know, who's more.
Kumasi High School right now. The Minister of Education is from high school. High school is building a stadium.
I must produce all the athletes in this country. Antimatters have produced over 3 presidents. Kofi Annan went to Infantipi.
What came out of Adi School? Tell me.
Now one from Adi School. Canada just one from Adi School. The best comes from the Central region.
The schools are no one Central region.
More moving science and mass quiz, no. I didn't produce. And then project balance equipment, Ben, produce Ukroma. What you are job in the national mass and science quiz, you're winning at the end there. Contact Ramutim produce.
School Connect. Link up with your former mates and be part of your school once again. Schools Connect. Be part of the competition.
Embrace the all-new IMAX 32 Android television with advanced modern tech, which gives you an improved viewing experience and unlimited pleasure. The slim, slick television comes with full HD screen with high resolution and wide color gamut. The top-notch picture quality makes your movies and games 5 times clearer. With the latest Android 11 version, enjoy all your favorite Android apps like Netflix, YouTube, Showmax on a click. Watch all your favorite programs non-stop with a sharp focus, balanced contrast, and radiant balance. Take a step into a new world of scenery and fantasy with the new IMAX 32 Android television. Available at all Max Buy shops nationwide and online at 1,799 Ghana cedis only. Visit us on www.maxbuy.com.gh or download the Max Buy app on Google Play Store. You can also call on 0596 913 298 or 0544 019 552. IMAX Smart Life.
For you try and Samba, a higher Max 89.7 FM. It is the Sports Park here on Max 89.7 FM. And draft the Black Starlets led by Lai Kingston Eshe Womo campaign I say in the WAFU B under 17 boys tournament. And it was a resounding 5-1 victory over Côte d'Ivoire. Good win for Ghana. Like I said, former Black Stars a year forward were boy Juma. And after the game, when you saw 5-1 victory now, a PV way no, like Ekasai now, and some our kind of Ebony Yentino.
It's a joy, you know. We have to enjoy and have fun today. But trust me, like I said earlier on, it wasn't an easy game. the Ivorians are a very good side. Thumbs up to their technical team. They done a very good job. They made it very difficult for us. We are a ball-playing team, but because of the way the Ivorians are playing, we find it difficult to keep the ball. But hey, like I said earlier on, we have a plan, but we shouldn't be prisoners to our plan. We approach the game differently. We try to close the spaces down. Later part in the first half, and then second half it worked perfectly for us. So for me, I think I'm excited. Now Ghanaians have to have fun because it was a very good win against a very good side.
Of course, it was a very good win against a very good side. Yeni Aji Ewo Honomo say Omobo Ejuma Ewo Honomo. Like Kingston winning by 4-1 was really big for us. It's Ghana Ashe campaign I say on a good note na 5-1 victory there na say like he said we are hoping last 2 years tournament was staged at the Cape Coast Stadium and Parkwesi Fabian was the head coach of the under-17 side. We could not progress beyond our group. This time like he said is determined to win the trophy and even progress to the African Championship. Not just what him say under-17 World Cup crowd the Ghana every time the last time we played at the under-17 World Cup was in 2017 under Parkwesi Fabian. Sabre dia unim Ghana Premier League china na ehon sam nyina ye be bro china dia we are solely focused on Ghana Premier League. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Accra to folk would all be in action over the weekend. By Eko Kumasi na ye commentator reporter and the Puma ye enko twetwe komo na the latest from the camp of Asante Kotoko as they prepare for a big clash against Samuel Bodu's Brekum Chelsea at the Golden City Park. And the anopedi amao good morning say waje penny any twetwe komo wa ha.
Mutala
Ghana Premier League call a 1 week break to pave way for the semi-finals of the MTN FA Cup. We are resuming this weekend. Kotoko, Ediomani Brekum Chelsea, a team that has lost to Accra to folk in their last Premier League outing. Kotoko so since Omuko Shio for the 3 games in Kuko Emaye. How are they preparing for this big one?
Mutala was the team for no Mark Stephen 89.7 and no friend say Yadma a duck a member that and as a good Chelsea and they are Santa Cruz and Wooden City Park. Now Ubisame our Kotoka situation is also Omonia prepare Jim will meet me after get 3 points and say they are kind. Fizom Kushia or 2 for the near master. Kotoko abo aye 3 matches no enkuku emai omawini emu ana omo adoba ko I think say nyama ekosuye na ene omo be training na wia obeka ya na first na kotoko training 2 times a day the one na otufo etu na side team no players no edit to training say 2 times na omo training aya na omo bre e bi anko me anka ebe ya coach for Banatengu on training na anko no 1 a day and from the Beya, a brand of Breno, almost Emirates and Litina Coco, a Timabo Modiama and the Google Kunampa. Coach Lady Australia, you are a Minocatadia, Omu training once a day, Omu training and a car, a bit best. Then my to do an some Kabujima, a year 5 days that a year 12 days, no, Omu training a year, the Minocatadia, Omu training, at the 3 o'clock and a team every training. I am mad that was so on my side training and yeah, Martin say, Yamad that was so only training 3 o'clock after training or the go market no breakum no mapa problem then Yamad but I remember that normally I say to the Chelsea Bogu Corona. Nanyana yes, advanced fight to the big up and advanced team, it become for normal to be our name. It's I will breakum and son and Yamad. Bakatan apa sejuna yang ni ada mah memang orang dia akan jenis aja satu. Kita nak kaya dan ni orang dia punya apa. Na apa dia kalau Eric saja, kita not every training orang dia mesti dia complete training no. Ama ya kata tim doctors no. Making sure so almost 50 Eric saja jadi bayar. Jadi ni ayo fully fit na. Wetu ajuani ayo tim na orang dia aku betul na. Wetu apa orang dia siap kai. Dia mah buku kurung ni ye share. And now, we are not ya gese no ho ye a obetimi ayetiri na adwan na nyame adada wo tena wetina completely training na wetini aka squad no na obetini aka ko fiti Beku Chelsea eda eye na meda ewo Ghana Premier League match de Chelsea ni mo ewo Golden City Park na ansana medeni ya koso ewo training ground no ewo tiga no Starlets kakra ewo asante konso ya na pese for anata konso no edeni ni afọ konso ni mo ntia mate elite asante konso no amja point eye technical eye da football the way I am my season about the journey after the continue and I'm up to contact me according now. The director of football bar or play coach that's what I think about the year. And so then I got to hire to medical figure. I'm more and you used to. I'm already just by shares when I near them, obeying a talented players media on their committee. And the director of football bar on the share and you fitness. From the youth side, no, Anna, a year side, no, on the coach was one of them, and the year you may be a clear Matthew people to the after to share for the game or Mokobona, some place be a year 3 yellow plaza, or we are gospel, Yaniadama, a government that against the two children to do ACI and Farmer Asante protocol. We shall go to the chair, I left the Casare, the last yellow plaza. Remember that we are doing together push move, Eddie Ama and the Council Anna Avanti fellow, and yet and the quality and the yellow card. Anna Avanti I fellow, and yet and this in menu on also a 3 yellow card. Some nothing is there to do with that today. Yamada Adamanda and Yadia, Adiama Asante for the Kubu, no Asante for the Passion. Yamia to be there for Kamakama, and Jebia and I'm getting the winter. I know on the chapter, but the fellow Diane is Diane. Or the actual the 2010 and then open which when you with Pelkaka and Tiamana, and Ratina or Jimmy training. And we are at the reason in and I can say, Sanladi by him, meet me, I can say, Yamiadama, and just say that, and I said, I don't know that over to me, I can live with Kunama, with Marco for the Adiama group, Adiama, and I think of so we could come and tell the pastor, the beer cost come as you remember on this situation so that I will be not for them because you know give away a game there and we are very tough. I'm more any business Chelsea, I can say very tough. The come Chelsea next year we shoot to ask the folk and to the come Chelsea showing this time around and we are the best next year and we shoot to come and see a very difficult game for Asante Kotaka. But to go to me, I didn't cinema, and so many fully team, and I so many team are more English, no, and you couldn't recover, and it's not blow up for them. I'm a Santa Cotaco, a bit language to remove back. They could just be Cotaco, the beer also come. I want to find a year, justice is good to be honest with Brian, Yamia, and Water, and I'm not very much of a boy, and it's easy, I can't have the beer for Kama. No, a year, Santa Cotaco, many can say, and yeah, that can be the body BSC. Apart from the I will judge any some players will mature in the Lampi. I will say to me, Siakai, Mayan, yes, a bit near in Philippines. And then against Accra House to spoke with Marty, Papa Yaran Sporting, Tatarina, which will not be to any solution about Johnny Bunty. I thank for a passion anyway. The beer also come at almost as the pepper, Yamadama, and Damada, I just become chairman of Breaking Golden City Park.
And the way a Quatocassia, yes, Sanya has never cooked Chelsea by a taste, Samuel Bodua promising players, no. So, Munko Kuomo winning game, no, one water to the bottom scar, Eddie a surprise woman. What a BBC from Becum Chelsea camp.
Mutala, another one, what Becum Chelsea camp, Minyante promise to be a coach, and Samuel Bodua, Luna said, they are also there. One is our demand, and yes, Emma. Pressure the top players in the show and the top boys in the show. Say, hey, promise you, I coach you the other year. And say to me, and we give to the ending to me the Arancha. That's some basis. The only thing I don't tell me the man, and yet, how many Accra has to full game no, or make me out for the ending Kunoba. Accra has to full game. This time around here, the Nante promise to be a, the way we are between Chelsea Australia, Shanka, let's say, coach. Some of what do up on the same line and the best. My yard, the year who promised to be empty, coach Tamobuti asɔnti minim sira no emewu mi yɛhwɛ sɛ bia emu sɛ Saturday asɛnti ni mu ɔno na promise bi etimi efi na so yaba ama sa etima ka bɛ for now ne deɛ me yɛnti sɛ coach Tamobuti afɔ me sɛ na kyɛ sɛ so me timi ko den ebi ntumi ɔba ɛyɛ asante kɔtɔ emitimi abubu bi for now de me yɛnti promise bi efi no tu chance asɔyɛ.
Okay, Andy, yedase. So our boy and Chimu from the camp of the Porcupine Warriors. Kwasiada, so about my live commentary.
Yamina Duma, live.
Memenda Saturday, Golden City Park.
Made a commentary, Babana, Anthony Major Mamano, Mutala, me a short okay, up to a short few moments.
Aye.
Yeah, Obaka, right here in Lanka, Ubisia Kai, Eddie Amas, Anticoroma, and the two just said, as Anticoroko, any year, Lanka. Almost a contract in the plan. The almost a military contract, I'm a compare with the two just say, a brand and kind of find from not over injury. But when you find from now, if you are Martin said, a brand demanded compensation from a year, the nature of a year contract. And some Martin said, the magnificent because of Honor will acquire almost a military contract. And you say, but to compare for now, talk on the and I'm disseminating the contract. And I say so, who can turn this one as we say, now we're injury now. One kind of ground find trade, and I see, or the money can be every as I look at the column. Stay tuned. You can't demand it on Jamia, that was enough. The Sataka, any near or editor, a year, the meeting of contract, and Jamia, that was enough. Number one, Saka, Adiama, and Motiu, Bibia, basket them, 18
Andy, who may some of you, maybe. And yet, Safiu, former Kotoko striker now or two coin, as I ba say, Kawabe Bokotoko Bimo. Yakatra say was signed on a Kotoko sign contract. Later, never told ya, say, Kotoko cancel contracts no, now due to health issues. Oman Kodip, but Sano Katra said due to health issues. There's a Brantony demanded Sika from Asante Kotoko.
Yeah, I say Kotoko, Oman Papa, so anything in a contract, and that is. I am trying to omutare so and see all the manisika every got to because only say almost a missing English. And you can check out the panka. A big club is a bab and say a big cat comes from the toilet. All the manisika every got to call the car, you know. Sikano the mind, you know. I made my down with channel pa. Answer I want started a year sports, you know. Nobody can at the Amama Antenna. Sports with them, and I made my down with channel.
And yeah, that's Pay. I wish you all the best.
It's
a commentator reporter in Kumasi, Andy Pumaye, and a boy in Chirimo. Update from Kumasi, Sante Kotoko Kam. And I'll catch say, Kotoko game on Mobile against Abrakum Chelsea. They are preparing feverishly for that one. But the other one is a former Sante Kotoko, a striker, Abdul Shafiu, Okaya, Wobebo Kotoko, maybe he was one of the best players. Oh, to coin, as I'm by, am I yet to say, was some Sama Kotoko? Oh, videos by I know one team no a training kama. Wana ye catch say that deal did not go through. It has fallen through because Abrante no any health issues, complication be wo ho. The woman there o man can but then they and the see Abrante need demanded a compensation for Asante Kotoko or just ke bi wo mo nche. Wo se kwan a Kotoko fa so twa sa contract ni mo no enye kwan papa so nti wo mo man iske bi nti chena obebo ye nchiremu e wo sansem ni nyina ho. Eno ne die wo ho makacho se nra under 20 no almost started under 17 sorry Black Starlets they started the WAFU Zombie tournament on a good note, beating Cote d'Ivoire by 5-1. Alfred Hansi Kopiemu, the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Alfred, ona Kopiemu honum. Yeah, near Waha, ye should be TV so. Boy in Chiremu, what did you see?
I think, sir, first of all, say you're more like any technical team. No? Or say you're more mabaso pa ni juma pa omoye na obi a oba stadium honum bia would attest to the fact say the team is on a good course. First of all, I will say maybe I said I need to be my GFM 24 because we share under 17 team way any Desmond under 20 team now. We share that whole difference in terms of the style of play, and this is Adebakwa. A lot of Ghanaians have called for over the years. Yeah. Say, I say, yeah, defining identity. The way we play.
Identity.
Exactly. As a country, we have to have an identity. Identity as to how we are playing. Over the years, over coach Abefa, or say this coach Abefa, or say na blaster coaching na baby, also about defensive one goal project. When you have the other youth teams, playing in a different style. And what I've seen so far from the national teams, especially the junior teams, yeah, it's a good direction from the FA, and I think so we must commend them. Now we encourage them to continue. The first thing I saw before I come to the game itself, the first thing I noticed was the bond between Lai and Nkolano. I'll come to the game itself. I want to take this in totality. On the Nkolano, this is under 17.
Yeah.
And Nkolano, all of them are below the age of 17. Now, the Lion in the near figure. And the Lion has created this father-son relationship. Lion is young, but when you say about Echo Ball Olympics last season, only Stadium Piama Ebo Olympics last season. And the Lion has a son who is around the ages of Nkolano Mowo Campano. And you could see players near what New Year whilst they were going back into the dressing room to get ready for the game. Not like in a dressing room now on the tartan tracks close to the park, the pitch. He was shaking all of them and hugging them, patting them on the back, some of patting them on the shoulder. For those players who also came off, players now, yeah. If you look at the relationship between Omo, the way Ohage Omo whispering words into their ears, words I can only assume say encouraging words of affirmation into their ears. The one particular one, 18, Sana Ohage for seconds. Those are some of the things I picked on. Because for a young team, beyond the tactics, you need to father them as well.
It's important.
It's important for a young team. And yet they behind the best tactics, formation. You can do that for Omomenino. But for the under 17s, under 15s, under 18s, it's important for them to feel loved, to see you as a father figure, to see you as an elder brother, beyond being coaches. If you are transmitting the technical ideas to them, it becomes very simple and easy. And that is what the players were doing. And on that score, that foundation, no crampono, I will credit Lai and the technical team.
You know Steve Cooper?
the English
coach,
Nottingham Forest former coach,
former coach,
coach the day are you as Swansea.
Okay, so Oje under 17 World Cup with England.
Only Sancho
Muni for
yeah.
Yeah, besides say what was the magic? Or say it wasn't tactical, it wasn't system. It was because the player saw him as a father, so they just wanted to play for their father.
That is all that you need to do at that stage. Of course, the tactics and information will come in.
Yeah,
you can't win just with hugs and kisses and all that, and inshallah and emotions. No, you can't just win with that. The tactics and the formations and all those things will come in. But at that stage, you need the emotional connection with the national team and the coach. And I think Lai got that spot on. That's a very firm foundation. Now, on the game itself, they did a lot of things right. Of course, you cannot win 5-1 and say,
but like you said, they didn't play to the maximum. Saying you're not playing or not.
That is true. And I saw that. And I saw the frustration on the touchline. So even though they won 5-1, you could say the potential of this team is huge. They didn't hit their potential. There were a few lapses, not a lot. Few lapses our team. The key one was, especially in the first half, the gap between the players, especially in the midfield. And for a team that wants to play possessive football, it was important that the players should be in proximity of each other. Just a player on your ball now, the next player shouldn't be more than 10-15 meters away from you. And as a result, a lot of the passes, especially in the midfield, they were forcing the passes, trying to go long, because Abia Abdullah Norte Beji Borno the closest person to him is about 15-20 yards away. I think that is one thing the technical team must look at, just to make the team a bit more compact. Because in the first half now, you could see the Ivorians were more comfortable on the ball. They were passing the ball around.
Yeah.
You can see that they are a well-coached team, but they couldn't create a lot up front. Not to me, the defense of the Starlets. But the boys played very, very well, especially in the first half. Saponya opportunity be in the first half would have been better and Kabema or the left ebebo ball, but now as the non-shot and trusted left knee, and he wanted to bring the ball back onto the right to shoot across the goalkeeper. These are small incidents. I see. I suspect. Say Lai was saying. Say the team didn't play. The team didn't play to the expectation. In the first half, what I also noticed, a right back, Bilal Ajivi, as a now or struggle kakra. It was later on. I made say, or no, I spoke to some of the players and some of the people close to the team. Also, no share that right backs but because of the way Lai wants to play in Inti, or then you call led, but that's the guy in the two shirt. And now the position were a bit suspect. The tackling was a bit suspect as well. And so we share first half now. A lot of the Ivorian attack came from Black Starlets from right. And I think it took time for them to find solutions to that, which they eventually did in the second half. By the second half, in the first few minutes of the second half, I was at halftime, every coach here 2 changes.
Yeah.
And I think the Starlets found it a bit difficult to adjust to those 2 changes. As the first few minutes in the second half, they created a few chances. In fact, they should have scored in the first minutes, in the first few minutes of the second half. But United, the team came back. The Starlets came back, and then they increased the tally. I think on the whole, the team played excellently. But you have to plug some of these loopholes are on.
Okay.
But say what the team over the last 6-8 months now, what you saw at the stadium wouldn't be a surprise to you.
Then as Russia.
Russia 4 and 5 now. 4 and 5.
I think they only lost one game.
They only lost one game. Their first game against Russia.
I
think they beat Serbia and Kazakhstan. 4-5 against Niger. I think that Niger they beat them by 3 goals to 0. Against Atran Division, they beat them by 2 goals to 0. And it's not measure goals in there. It's not a problem for this team.
Okay.
But I think but I think we have to make mention of some 3 or 4 key players in the team. The guy in the 8th shirt, Abdullah Norte. No bon Fifi.
Abdullah Norte.
Okay. One Mark Kagawa Mensah. The guy.
Yeah, me who Kagawa be ada ni bibi Japanese ana.
I'm of Adina to so.
Okay.
The 18. On go Osha with his weaker left foot. 18. The number 18 shirted guy. Kagawa Mensah. And then the Abdullah Norte. I think Benjamin Chibano had a quiet night. Amma, the goalkeeper, was a bit jittery. There were a few occasions once there was a panic crowd, but he also made some crucial saves by Hamza Idrisu, the guy in the 6th shirt, you know. And of course, you cannot speak without mentioning the star boy of the day, Joseph Nabi.
No position, man.
No, or ball from the left.
From the left.
Yes, or left, or right footed. But I was playing.
Everybody's talking about him.
Akwani ball, brutal. Just say you could do everything. Also on to make to run with the ball, to pass, to shoot. The timing of his run, the appreciation of pace. Just say appreciation of space. It's an all-round player, and for a guy who is this young, his game is very, very, very matured. And also, I think you also have to mention Ebenezer Anani, who came on, the guy the 20 shirt, the guy who came on in the second half.